Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, and today I wanted to share with you the 5 things that I don't waste my money on anymore. These are things that you can save money on day to day and literally save thousands. If these are things that are cluttering up your expense sheet, just like they were mine, let me tell you, thousands, over $1,000, easily. So if you want to learn how to save thousands of dollars with the 5 things that I stopped spending money on, then just keep watching. The first thing that I stopped wasting money on was subscription boxes. It was the first thing that I ever saw on my expense sheet that just made the most sense to cut and just not waste my money on it anymore. There are hundreds of subscription box services out there, and I have been subscribed to a handful of them. They have subscription boxes for ties and socks, or wine subscription boxes, makeup subscription boxes, nail polish subscription boxes. There is a subscription box for literally anything you could think of these days, and they add up. I know that they may only be $20 a month, but if you've got a few of them going on, it really does start adding up. And so back in the day, I was subscribed to 2 different subscription boxes at one time, and they were Hemper and BoxyCharm. And now each of them were about $36 a month after tax and exchange rate. And I really rationalized it because even for $36 a month, if I'm getting 5 full-size makeup items, that's a pretty good deal. At $36 a month, that is $432 a year, and I had 2 of them, and they were each about the same price. So that was $864 a year that I was spending on these 2 subscription boxes, which is a lot, and I was probably getting a lot of value for the money that I was spending on those boxes, but it got to a point where I had so much makeup and so many eyeshadow palettes and so much that I couldn't actually get through before the next box would come that it didn't make sense for me to be spending my money on that every single month anymore. And so cutting that from my budget, even though I really loved it, saved me hundreds of dollars every year since I've stopped it. So I'm not knocking you if you have a subscription box service, but if you're really trying to save money and really trying to cut expenses, subscription boxes are a really good one to cut ties with and save that monthly expense and put it towards something that you might need to pay down, like a credit card or something. This next one is on a lot of people's lists, I feel like, because it is so common and so easy to spend your money on this, and that is coffee or iced coffee. And it's really easy to spend $2 here and there on coffee. It's not a lot. What's $2? But let me tell you, that adds up. Let's say you're the type of person that buys a $2 coffee 5 days a week. That is $10 a week, and 52 weeks a year, that is $520 a year that you are spending on coffee just by buying one coffee 5 times a week. When you put it in a perspective like that, that is a lot of money to not be getting a lot of value out of. So to reduce this expense significantly, what we did was we bought a cold coffee infuser that we just put coffee grounds in. You buy a $7 can of coffee. 1 can lasts 12 jugs of cold coffee, which ends up being about 58 cents per jug, and 1 jug is 5 cups of coffee. So if I was to have the same amount of coffee but making it at home, literally only cost me $30.35 a year, as opposed to $520 a year. That's a savings of $490 a year. Make coffee at home, people. Tip 3 is a new one for me. It is not wasting money on a gym membership. So I love the gym. I love going and being around people who want to better themselves just like you do, and it's such a good feeling. But because we've been in quarantine for the past few months and gyms have closed, or they were closed, the gym put a pause on our gym payments. So it hasn't been coming out every other week like it normally was. And now I have had a gym membership for years. I do love going to the gym, But this recent quarantine has made me see how much money I am actually spending every day even to have a gym membership. So I did the math on it, and now this is gonna be different for everybody, but my gym membership cost me, how much was it? $35 bi-weekly. That is every other week. There are 26 bi-weekly pay periods every single year. So $35 bi-weekly times 26 is $910 every single year that I am paying for my gym membership. That is $2, it's about $2.50 a day just for my gym membership. And when I ended up putting it in that perspective, when I was debating on if I want to start my gym membership up again because things are starting to open up, it didn't really make sense to me to be spending that much money on a gym membership when I've gotten so used to working out at home. We have some home gym equipment, and I really can get the same effective workout at home for free as opposed to spending $2.50 every single day to have a gym membership. That's just absurd. And actually, because there's two of us, we were spending double that. His gym membership was actually $40 bi-weekly, so it would be a little bit more than my $910 a year. So by quitting both of our gym memberships and working out exclusively at home, we're saving almost $2,000 a year. That's just unbelievable. Knickknacks. I feel like knickknacks are something that is different for everybody. Knickknacks to one person might be completely different objects than knickknacks to another person, but it is something that I used to have such a problem with. It is basically my impulse buying that would force me to feel like I needed all of these tiny little trinkets or little things to hang on the wall or little gadgets that I feel like, oh, this would be so handy and I could find some use for it somehow, and I use it once and then it's in a drawer somewhere. It's impossible to come up with an actual number of how much not buying knickknacks can save you per year, because it's literally different for everybody. I used to have such a problem where if I was walking into a store, odds are I would see something that caught my eye. It's only $5, so I buy it. Knickknacks aren't something that you can just cancel and not spend money on anymore. You actually have to take initiative to not spend money on these things that you so desperately want. And the easiest way, I think, to do that is just not window shop. You know, if every time you go on Amazon, you just happen to be making a purchase, stop going on Amazon. Or if you're walking through the mall and you just happen to have to go in and you find that you just can't leave a store without a bag in your hand, then stop window shopping. It is the simplest way to just not buy knickknacks. I'm not saying don't treat yourself, but if you're in a situation where you really need to save money and you really need to cut your budget, then not buying knickknacks is really something you should be aware of when you're doing your shopping, and kind of evaluate, is this something that I need, or is it something that I want because it's pretty and I just want to look at it and I'll never really find use in it. If you can, then buy it. If you really don't think you'll ever use it and you just think it looks pretty, then maybe hold off. And the last thing that I do not waste my money on anymore is groceries. Now, of course, I do buy groceries. I do still buy food I have to eat, but I don't waste money on groceries that can be bought in bulk. If I can buy something in a pack of 20 versus a pack of 4, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna go with a pack of 20, because usually when you buy in bulk, it is cheaper and you have food on hand a lot more frequently. I have an entire video explaining how I budget shop for 2 people on $50 a week. I'll link that in the info card, and I really go into how you can save money on groceries by buying in bulk. It's unbelievable how much you can reduce your grocery budget simply by buying in bulk. So those are 5 ways that you can save money on a tight budget, and some things that you might be able to cut from your expenses to really save thousands of dollars every single year. it's worth it. These things, I don't miss them from my budget at all. I don't miss them from my life. The lower I'm able to get my monthly expenses, the better it feels in my soul. So cutting these things from my budget really doesn't hurt me internally. It's nice to be able to see my money grow as opposed to having to give it away to have all of these things that at the end of the day, I don't need. I don't have to have in my life to still be living a fulfilling life. And maybe one day I will re-include them back into my budget. But for the most part, these things have been cut from my budget for at least the last 5 to 6 months, and I don't regret any of it. I'm able to save more money that I'm able to invest and have work for me in different ways, as opposed to having to just give it away for things that I don't need. I hope this video got you thinking about some things that are on your budget that you might be able to cut to be able to save thousands of dollars a year. Honestly, just multiply what your monthly expense is for that thing and see how much you're actually spending a year. And think about, do I want to be spending that much money per year for this thing? Is it worth it? And if it's not, cut it and save thousands of dollars. It's such a relief. All right, guys, that is it. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content just like this. I post new videos every single Monday, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.